Welcome back to the channel. Okay, I've got a good one for you today. 6 people, 1 van, 2 tents, and 1,000 miles to the south of France. Normally would have taken our T3 Syncro or a T5 camper van, and I'll link some of those videos here and you'll have seen that on the channel before. But this video is all about proving that you don't need an expensive camper van to have an amazing holiday. So here's our family of 6 in a VW T6 Shuttle with nothing more than tents, made it all the way to Saint-Tropez and did it without spending a fortune. Our journey began in Dover. We paid about £203 return, which I think is pretty good, and booked only 2 or 3 weeks before the trip. Compared to the Eurotunnel, it was much less expensive, and at just an hour and a half, it made perfect sense. You know, not just for the price, but also as a break for the kids before the long drive south. After a full day of driving, our first overnight stop was camping at a great little site called La Croix. This is set in the woods, it's really peaceful, with a pool, a super clean facility. They even had a little pizzeria on site where we got the kids pizzas because couldn't bother to cook, which was a nice surprise after a long day on the road. And for one night, I'd say, you know, it's pretty much perfect. And then to the sea. Our base for 4 nights was Nova Lodges, tucked away between sand and the trees, just a short stroll from the beach. It cost about €1,300 for 4 nights, which as I said is not cheap, but for a 5-star rated site with brilliant facilities and a prime location on the Riviera, it felt absolutely worth it. And when you think about it, for a family of 6, I think that's actually pretty good value for money. Days here were simple but perfect, you know, swimming, building sandcastles, lazy afternoons by the pool, and evening shared meals. Proof that you don't need luxury to have a holiday that feels priceless. From there, we explored nearby Port Grimaud, a postcard perfect town of canals and boats, often called the Venice of the province. From there, we took the boat across Saint-Tropez, where yachts fill the harbour. A touch of Riviera glamour, just a short hop from where we were staying. After the 4 nights, obviously it was all set and done, we decided to break the trip back home down by 2 nights this time instead of 1, so take our time so there wasn't as much stress on the kids. You know, heading north, our first stop, I'll put it here so you can see it, but this was in the mountains in a place called Haute-Marne. The location was beautiful with dramatic cliffs all round and great views, but honestly the site itself felt a little bit tired. It was fine for the 1 night that we were there, but the vibe, I don't know, just wasn't great. You could tell it had probably been really nice 10 years ago or so, but now it felt worn and not somewhere really I'd have stayed in longer than the 1 night. That said though, it did have a swimming pool, a little shop, and there was a climbing wall which wasn't in use at the time, and you know, from the website when I booked it, that's what I went for. The next night we stayed at a place in the grounds of a chateau in Burgundy, and this was the opposite, with immaculate facilities and really polished feel to it. You could tell most people here were settling for a week or more. For us it was just a 1 night, as I said, but it was a brilliant way to wrap up the camping experience. And finally we reached Calais, you know, boarded the ferry back onto the Irish ferries again and crossed back over to Dover. 1,000 miles behind us, countless memories made, and proof that a family of 6 in a van with tents can reach the south of France, enjoy every step of the journey and do it all without breaking the bank. So what did it cost? As I said, the Irish Ferries crossing was £203 return. Camping at the first site was €39. Nova Lodges, for 4 nights was 1,300. That was our biggest expense. The 2 campsites on the way back, the first one was €53 for the night, and the second one was €73. Got French tolls rounded up to 150, €200 on top of that. So yes, it all adds up, but compared to a package holiday or hotels, it shows that a family of 6 can have a proper adventure to the Riviera, mixing budget camping with a little bit of 5-star comfort and keep it surprisingly affordable.